Go. Welcome! We are here live with someone incredible. And let me tell you, we could take an hour to tell you things, but we're going to get nitty gritty. This is Jenn, who has been with me for quite a long time, very on and off. But before we dive in, Jenn, I want you to tell people right now why they need to watch this and how this has impacted your life.
So the first thing I'd like to say about Trina and Fit4Females is that Trina has, over the years, never once let me give up on myself. I have had numerous ups and downs in my life, and she has never allowed me to feel like I'm not worth it, that I always need to step up, look after myself, and she's never, ever given up on me.
Wow, that is powerful. So Jenn, for those of you that don't know her, has been around on and off at Fit4Females for a long time, mainly because she moved. And let's bring it back old school style. What was your first time like with Fit4Females way back when? Share a little bit about that.
So the very first fitness class I went to with Trina and Fit4Females was when I was 34 years old, a long time ago. And it was after my first baby. And I wanted to feel fit and I wanted to feel healthy and look good. And Trina was great at that. Her classes were fun. They were super motivational. She was really connected with all of her clients. And she really made us feel like we mattered, which was huge. As kind of time went on and 3 babies later, I moved out to Alberta. And now I had different journeys to go through.
I want you, so 34 years ago, or at 34 years old, it wasn't 34 years ago. Can you imagine? We look fabulous. God.
Amazing.
I want you to share a little bit about some of the major life struggles that you've been through. And I want you to share how you've been in different programs with us on and off and how they've helped you. What have you been through? What are you willing to share with us? And how have we helped you in the many different ways that I know you've told me, but I want you to share with everybody your experience.
So mainly when I was living in Ontario, I was really fortunate to have Fit4Females because I had 3 babies, boom, boom, boom. I was working full time and I really needed some time for myself and to try and get some fitness into my life. I am not a naturally fit, loving person. I tend to go kicking and screaming into exercise until I realize how great it makes me feel. So that was a wonderful part of Fit4Females. When I moved away to Alberta, very shortly after I moved away, actually, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and I went through a year of treatments and surgeries and radiation, and it really, really affected my metabolism and my ability to really, my fatigue level was huge, my anxiety level was huge, and I wasn't very motivated at exercise again. So having gone through that, I really didn't feel comfortable going to some of the gyms and programs in my area. So I reached back to the person I knew would hold me up and keep me accountable and support me 100%. And that was Fit4Females with Trina.
I love that. I mean, I can remember so much as a coach, your really down points. I can remember your high points. I've seen you through a lot. We've been through, it'll be almost 16 yeins, right? Together on and off. And so you've been through the stroller fitness, mom and baby stuff. You've been to our classes. You've been in my online private coaching programs that you've invested in, which were more expensive, more exclusive. Talk a little bit, because you know about the online stuff because we've been doing it for years, but just now we have launched virtually a different portion, which we'll talk about in a moment. But share a little bit about what it was like for you when you're down in the dumps, you've been diagnosed with this cancer. What did you sign up for and do? And how did it impact helping get you through some of what you were going through?
So surprisingly enough, I had just recovered from all my cancer treatments and had just gone back to work full time when I was in a car accident and got a brain injury, which, 4 months went by and I didn't really realize what was going on. I started to recover from that and realized I was hugely out of shape. and my lack of fitness was not helping my recovery at all. It was actually hindering it. It was, I wasn't exercising. My anxiety was terrible. I was not, my back and my neck were not benefiting at all from sitting on the couch and not knowing what was going on. So that was when I chose to join Trina's 8-week Train with Trina private program. And honestly, that is what saved me in getting back to a normal life, a normal reality. I could check in with the group and check in with Trina. And it really actually, I felt like I had such a team in my corner. And it really was what made me realize I was worth it to exercise. I was worth it to look after myself, and if I wasn't going to do it, no one would. So having that team backing me up was huge.
I love that we opened with you saying that I refuse to let people give up on themselves. That struck me so hard, Jen. I didn't even realize, but you said those words, and for me, all I could think about was why I'm so pushy when it comes to saying, move your body, do these things. Like, I can't stop. I can't stop phoning you, reaching out to you, pushing people. It's never ever been for me in my business about how much money I can make, how many clients, how many people. Never has that even crossed
Never.
my mind. And until you said those words out loud, I never really thought about it. So I want to back this up just to yesterday because you said I refuse to let people give up on themselves. So you've just embarked upon, now we have virtual online live classes. So let me explain for a minute. Jenn was in a program that was live. It was based on coaching, and you get nutrition stuff, you get workouts, but none of the workouts were live. You would watch replays. So let's back up to yesterday, our conversation about, hey Jenn, how you doing and how's your workout going? Go.
Well, so fast forward to yesterday, I am now 50. I am way overweight. I have gone through a terrible couple of years, and I am always one to let fitness slide. I always think that, oh, it'll be okay. I can maintain my fitness. Well, after 21, you don't. So, so that's what's happened to me. And and I'm premenopausal and all those wonderful things. So I realized that I was now heavier than I had ever been pregnant with any of my 3 babies. And it's devastating to realize your clothes keep getting tighter and you're huffing and puffing up the stairs, and that level of terrible fitness has just devastated me. I'm a health professional, honestly, and I go, I can't continue like this, or I know what road I'm going down. So I reached out once again to my good friend Trina Medvez at Fit4Females and said, hey, I'm not doing so hot. I need some help. And she said, well, coincidentally, we have these live online classes. And I was like, yay. So, but she made me jump right in, of course, that yesterday when I called her. And it was not easy. And it was in my basement. It wasn't pretty, but I feel so much better. And I just feel so proud to have actually moved forward and taken that one step. And that's the one thing about Trina, is that she will never let you not take that one step forward, that little step forward that's going to move you towards a healthier life. And I know I deserve a healthier life. And this honestly was a vehicle that I didn't expect her to have going right away, but here we are. Trina's on the cutting edge of everything. Her business has evolved so much since I've started there. With our little babies and our carriers 16 years ago. And as my life has changed and evolved, Fit4Females has changed and evolved along with it, which has been amazing to me. I knew that Trina was a rock star trainer, but I didn't realize how many aspects of my life that she would be involved in. And so I am super grateful, super, super grateful that I had the guts to reach out to her again, because I knew what I was going to get. And, and I got it, and I got this amazing workout last night that really made me feel proud that I was actually doing something for myself again.
That is so amazing. I want to read something here because let's keep it real, people. So this was just yesterday. I mentioned this to Jenn. So I asked her, I said, oh, hey, she's like, oh, I'm crushing it with my kids. I'm crushing it with my work. She's getting up early, working. Like Jenn is a motivated person. She told you she's in the health industry. Like this is her life. So she knows what to do. And so I said to her, that's amazing. Wow, you're crushing it. How's your workouts going? We didn't pause here. It's not a screen. And I was like, and she's like, yeah, it's not happening. So do you remember what I asked you? What did I ask you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because you want to blank it out. I said, when's your next workout? You're like,
Oh yeah, no, that.
Today? Because I put you on the spot. Today? Yeah. And so I reached out to her, and I want to read you this because I know there's a ton of you right now. I basically said, you are coming to class. You are having this workout. I said, basically, you are F this and do all these things. So this is how I message you according to how you are. And so she said to me, so I got to feed my kids, and I got to do all these things. Time change. I won't be able to make it. And so this is the story that we women especially tell ourselves as a mom. You're thinking of, how can I get out of this? I'll just start another day. And I did not take no for an answer and said, you were sleeping up last night. So Jenn, you hit a very important point. Fit4Females isn't the same place we were 16 years ago. We've been in business for 13 years, but Jenn was with me 3 years before when I was working at a club. We're not the same as we were then. We've evolved over the years. So I know you really wanted to share about how is Fit4Females so much different? How have we exceeded your expectations, gone above and beyond? I would love for you to share that, your experience.
So I have felt every single time that I've brought myself back to Fit4Females and back to Trina, I have always felt like there was something new. There was some kind of new twist or new evolution of what she'd been doing that was like, man, she's smart at that. No, she knows how to get people motivated and get people excited about looking after for themselves. And the mom and baby thing was a natural because of the stage of life that we were in. But at the same time, as that evolved into, we all moms go back to work and we need to evolve into harder classes and challenge ourselves. And that evolution of the business was huge because it really made you feel like, hey, there's somewhere to go after I have my baby. I'm not just a mom, right? And so that part of the evolution was incredible. And then when I was able, moving across the country, to still access the awesome tips and classes and everything else I needed across the country, I was so grateful. So that was something that made a huge difference, but it never ever stops with Trina because she's always giving you free stuff. You always give people free stuff. And I sit here, so my husband's an entrepreneur, and he's like, she gives away way too much. And I said, that's just the nature of who you are, right? It is. You're here to help people, and you obviously have to support your family, but you also have always given away way too much free stuff.
I love that you just said that to me about your husband, who's a big business guy, because all the coaches that I've worked with online have scrutinized my website, my social media, because I've been in very expensive business programs, and every single one of those coaches said to me, stop effing giving away so much crap. They're like, you more than anyone, you never need to write more content. You have so many blogs. It's like what you said, I just cannot stop because.
And you don't give up on people.
100%. I do not want to give up on you. I know you've given up on yourself, and I know
many times.
that I can pull you out of it. I know that I can just get you back into it. And so thank you for just enabling me to keep giving more free stuff. Jenn, I want you to think about the woman that is sitting at home right now saying, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't know how to be a part of this, I don't like online training, I've done it before, I've been to a gym, I've been online, I'm not motivated. What would you say from the heart to that woman, that girl who is so stuck right now and you know she needs us so badly? What would you tell her?
I would say that you are capable of so much more than you think you are when it comes to looking after yourself and putting aside all your barriers. Because honestly, I have come up with every excuse in the book and will likely continue to do so. But to have somebody in your corner like Trina really made me feel like I couldn't. I was worth it. I needed to do it. And you're also worth it. And you also need to do it.
That's amazing. Jenn, thank you so much for sharing so much of your story. I want you, as we wrap up, to share, you've been in studio classes, you've done my online program. Tell me a little bit about your experience last night where I yanked you into the online live classes. Tell me about your first experience and how it was for you with the community.
So the difference I felt right away when I went into the online class last night was that it really, really felt like you were there. And so I've done the 8-week Train with Trina online courses, which are awesome, and they're filled with tons and tons of valuable training. But what I felt differently last night with the online classes, it was like I was at Dofasco, I was doing the classes, you were right there interacting with us, and it was so much fun. Like it was so much more enjoyable than I expected it to be. I did not expect to have as much fun as I did. And having that interaction during the class was great. It really made a difference. And I could feel your dedication to your clients. I could feel that you just really wanted us to have a good 45 minutes of getting some sweat on and really feeling stronger and happier in ourselves. I was neither strong nor happy during the class. But I honestly was so proud of myself afterward because I thought, man, I did it. I am grateful, and I know I'm, walk well tomorrow, but I know it'll be a good day. So I was super grateful, and I slept amazing.
Oh. So. Yeah, you actually said when I texted you to say how was your experience, you were like, I was in bed. That's amazing.
I went to bed really early last night.
That's amazing. Thank you, Jenn.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies, we know that you have all the excuses in your head. We know that some of you really hate exercise. Like, look, there's Jenn here who can't stand exercise. There's Trina that loves exercise. And we're meeting somewhere in the middle. And we have to convince ourselves, even for me, I love working out. I told Jenn yesterday when I went through my major health scare, even before that, I wasn't even working out regularly for myself. And it's my job. I was busy at the computer taking care of my kids, my husband, just like you and Jenn and everyone that can relate. And the difference is we just have to commit to ourselves. We have to say, I'm doing it today at 9:30. That was why I asked Jenn that specific question. When's your next workout, Jenn? And she's like, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear today. And I go, that's great. And then I take it a step further and say, what time is that at? And she's like, we tell ourselves, we fake ourselves into believing a story like Jenn has shared today. You tell yourself a story. I'm going to do it. I don't like it. I got other things. And then all of a sudden you notice you're so overweight. I told Jenn yesterday, I lost 23 pounds. Not because I set out to be like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I stopped stressing about my weight. I stopped stressing about every other person in my life. I stopped stressing about the things that weren't in my control. And I said, what do I need to do to get my shizzle together? What do I need to do right now? What kind of mom do I want to be? How do I want to lead my kids? And I just started working out. And then I just started eating better. And I just started drinking water. But I didn't do all of that in one day. I did that over a process of over a year and almost a half. So be kind to yourself. Jenn, do you have a good, clean bill of health today? I know my viewers are going to want to know.
Yep, I do have a mostly clean bill of health. I still am on medication, and I'm trying to wean myself off of stuff like that just from a health perspective, and that's part of why I need to work out. I need to get in control of my health.
We love you. Thank you for bringing
Love you
Alberta
too.
and Ontario together. And let me ask you this as we leave. Are you signing on for the online live
I
class?
am 100% signing on for the online classes. Yes, I am.
I'm so excited. Thank you. Look, I wrote this down on my board because I want to remember this about myself. Trina refuses to let people give up on themselves. Jenn, that makes me cry. I'm going to do math in my head so I don't cry on camera. But thank you for giving me that gift, because if there was ever a slogan that needed to be somewhere, that is it. I refuse to let you give up on yourself, because how many times have you given up on yourself?
So many.
Me
So
too.
many.
And someone needs to be there to pick you up. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Ladies, everybody watching, please make sure that you comment on the video below, that you root Jenn on. It's not easy coming on live and talking about your story and sharing, and get into our community, fit4females.com. We would love to have you. We will take care of you like you are family. I truly treat my clients like they are family. And I don't know if Jenn would have anything else to say before we leave.
Just that I'm very grateful, and thank you for Females.
Thank you, darling, so much. We will say goodbye for now. Thank you, everybody.